a life sentence, while Ducharme's friend Christopher McMillan is serving a prison sentence of 15 to 40 years. He's agreed to testify against the women. BMW is experimenting with the idea of charging a monthly fee to use heated seats in your vehicle. Here's Autobit reporter Jeff Gilbert.
It began as a trial program in South Korea and expanded to a few other countries. The equivalent of $18 a month, $180 a year, or unlimited use for $415. No word if BMW plans to expand this program to the U.S. Critics say it's reasonable to charge a subscription for something that requires staffing, like GM's OnStar, but not necessarily to activate hardware that's already in a vehicle.
An effort to lock certain voting rights in the Michigan Constitution has taken a major step toward the fall ballot. That would eclipse a rival campaign by Republicans to limit absentee voting and add other restrictions. Promote the Vote submitted nearly 670,000 signatures Monday. While the signatures still must be validated by election officials, the petitions contain about 245,000 more names than necessary to qualify for the November 8th election. In addition to increased access to early voting, the constitutional amendment would require 24-hour ballot drop boxes for every 15,000 citizens. Voters could also join a permanent list to have absentee ballots sent for every election. WSGW News Time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Partly sunny for today. Showers and storms are possible in the area at times. Highs will top out near 77 degrees. Winds north 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Light winds. Lows drop to 56. Thursday, sunny. Highs approach 80. Winds north-northeast 5 to 10. Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows head back down to 56. Winds east-northeast around 5 miles per hour. And then Friday, lots more sunshine and highs reach 86. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Right now it's 60.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning to you on this cloudy, rainy Wednesday morning. This is Jonathan Dent in for Art Lewis today. Art is taking a break today over at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. I wonder how good of a time they're having over there with this rain today. Hopefully they're having a good time. It is free to get in for all spectators celebrating Dow's anniversary. Today only, as the tournament continues, there will be a fee to get in. But hopefully they're having a good time over there. He's visiting with Dave Maurer from the newsroom. So Jonathan Dent filling in for Art today. We have some very special guests lined up. We've got TJ Coleman and Brian Lincoln from over at American Gasser joining us today. They're a hot rod shop local to Saginaw, and they're having an event on Saturday that they're going to talk to us about a little bit. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Morning. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming in. So what is American Gas? It's a hot rod shop in Saginaw. What are you guys all about? What do you do?
Full service hot rod shop. Like I said, right here in Saginaw. It's actually in Shields. We do building, fabrication, welding, anything mechanical, wiring. We try to do everything right in house there.
Fantastic. And so talking about a hot rod shop, are you specialized to hot rods and that general area of vehicle? I'm not a car guy. I know a lot of our listeners are car guys. I'm not very much a car guy, but where's your specialization at?
Yeah, it's definitely hot rods. We do get a lot of inquiries on other things as well, but mostly just hot rods and that kind of work in general. Like TJ said, anything from chassis fabrication to top end engine stuff. We do a lot of heads and cams, LS stuff, Hemi stuff. Anything from high performance brake jobs, to exhaust work. We do custom stainless exhaust.
Lots of fuel injection swaps.
Fuel injections, yep. So a lot of stuff like that. A lot of engine swaps. A lot of people are doing the LS swaps and just about anything anymore. So, I mean, matter of fact, we just had a Porsche in there and we finished up an LS swap on that. So anything from that to a 69 Corvette to, a C10 or a square body truck, whatever, they're all out there. So
Awesome. I've been over there a few times, and I've been to some of your open houses. You've got an open house coming up this Saturday, open house and car show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yep. Like I said, it's this Saturday. It's going to run from 9 to 3. It's a car show. People bring their cars. We usually have north of 100 cars show up, sometimes up to 175. Just depends on the weather and what else is going on in the area. But yeah, we open up the doors. You can check out our projects, so you can see what we're working on currently. Some of our completed projects will be there. Some of our customers with their completed cars will come. Olvera's Barbecue will be there. We'll have DJ Marty there playing some great old tunes for everybody. And it's just a great time.
Awesome. Yep. So how long have you guys been in Saginaw? Because didn't you start somewhere else?
About 10 years.
Have you always been in Saginaw?
We have. The shop originated down in Ohio, and it was down there from 2008 to 2012. And then it moved up here to Saginaw in 2012. And then when it was in Ohio, all they did was Willy's builds. And once we got up here, we still specialize in the Willys. It's kind of what we're known for. That's why the American Gasser name. But I think there's two Willys out of maybe 50 projects at the shop right now. So
we're packed.
It's just it turned into a little bit of everything else once it came up here into Saginaw, and we kind of adapted, and that way we could keep going.
Yeah. Yep. Is this so something, I guess, personal inquiry? Is it common to have a shop like yours in a city? Like, would they have an American Gasser equivalent in Midland or Bay City or in all these somewhat major cities?
I'd say probably not, but I mean, major cities, there's hot rod shops and stuff, but I know there's not really a big hot rod shop in Midland or anything. I'm from Midland. There's guys that do stuff like that out of their garage, but by no means is it, there's 13 of us working at American Gasser, and we all got a project and then some, and it's a pretty good sized operation, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Nothing like the facility that you guys have, I guess, around, like, obviously Detroit and Chicago, they'll have stuff like that. But,
right. Yep. Correct.
But right here in Saginaw, that's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah.
You mentioned you have 13 people. Something that struck me walking around in the shop and seeing all the projects you guys are working on. None of you guys are, you don't largely overlap on what you do. Two guys aren't going to be specializing in the same thing most of the time or working on the same thing most of the time.
Right.
What kind of wide variety of stuff do you guys cover? Because I know that you have experts, I'll say, in all sorts of things.
Yeah, anything from electrical stuff to, metal shaping and sheet metal work to, like, say, chassis fabrication to, paint and body, the EFI stuff. I mean, we got a guy for everything. Most all of our guys and gals are well-rounded. We can put pretty much anybody on anything, but of course everybody has their special area, that they fulfill. But really any of the guys could pretty much, besides paint and body, that's kind of a specialty thing, obviously, but everybody's pretty well-rounded. I'll just leave it at that, I guess.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about the paint and body stuff, because do you do all of your painting in-house? Is that detailing and all that? Is that mostly on your guys' end, or do you have people that do that for you?
No, it's 100% handled in-house. We have 3 designated painters that's all they do is paint and body. There's 3 different projects going on right now, and each guy is working on their own project. So from start to finish, they do the blocking, they do the sanding, they do all the body work, they spray the paint, and they cut and buff. So each guy pretty much has their own project, and they see it to completion.
How busy are you guys on a regular? It sounds like you're packed right now.
Yeah,
is this definitely pretty normal to have everybody firing on all cylinders?
Yeah. It's been normal. It's been the norm over the last few years. So
really,
yeah, for sure.
We're loaded, and we have been for honestly last 3 years or so. Just been nonstop. I mean, we were always busy before that, but never to the caliber it is now today. I mean, there's always something going on, always something new, something different. There's never standing around looking for something to do.
No,
It's crazy. It's busy.
Wow. And are most of your clients, is most of these projects local to Saginaw or even Michigan, or is it?
I would say at least 95%, 95% we're local. We do have a couple. We've got a guy coming from, our customer come from Long Island. He's dropping his engine off Friday. We just had a customer in last week from Maryland. We've got a couple from Ohio right now. So we do have some definitely out of state customers, but most of them are Tri-Cities, if not Michigan. Yeah.
It's a big car culture, isn't it, around here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
Surprisingly, yeah. It's, I mean, we've been here for 10 years now, and I've been going to car shows my whole life. And, you know, I see new cars every time I go out, and each car show I go to and just drive around the area, I see something in somebody's garage just tucked away. And it's amazing how many car people are in this area. So it's awesome.
Keeps it exciting that way. You can see something new and different. And there's, like TJ said, there's always stuff hiding in somebody's garage. And, you know, before you know it, it's in our parking lot, and then it's in our garage, and we're working on it. And it's kind of full circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I guess Michigan is kind of still is, I'll say, car capital of the world. Is that a contributing factor, do you think? A lot of guys that worked on these cars back in the day?
I certainly think so. Yeah, absolutely. Michigan, they host the largest Autorama out of all the Autoramas held in the nation. So, I mean, there's just a huge following and a love for vehicles in this state for sure, and it shows for sure.
And I want to talk about Autorama. We got to take a break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about Autorama because American Gasser definitely does have a presence in Detroit for their festival down there. We're talking with TJ Coleman, owner, and shop foreman Brian Lincoln from American Gasser. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Art Lewis here for Thalen Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bay City. If you're thinking of buying a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck, you owe it to yourself to go online to thinkthalen.com, where you can complete 80% of the deal right online. Thalen has new vehicles arriving all the time. Make sure your name is on one of them. And don't forget, if you're looking to move up to a newer pre-owned car or truck, the Thalen Auto Group on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City has pre-owned and inspected vehicles from all the Thalen dealerships in one place, offering you one of the largest inventories in the Great Lakes Bay region. Sit down with a Thalen representative, strike your best deal, and drive it away today. Thalen, the family that's been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. Stop today or visit them online at thinkthalen.com. Don't forget, you can do 80% of your deal online at thinkthalen.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at usps.com/delivering.
Pete's property manager just took an extended vacation. He needs a replacement before this becomes a cruel summer.
You wanted the lakefront for the 17th. How did this get double booked already?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Inflation was even hotter than forecast in June, a sign you were paying a lot more for things last month. The Consumer Price Index rose 1.3% from May to June. For the year ending in June, the CPI was up 9.1%, putting inflation back at 1981 levels. Excluding food and energy, the increase was still very strong, 5.9%, though that is the only bright spot. Core inflation decreased from May. Shares of Novavax are gaining. The FDA is believed to be ready to authorize its COVID-19 vaccine. Delta Airlines made a profit in its recent quarter. It raised fares to cover higher fuel costs, though Wall Street was expecting even stronger earnings. Delta says it's back to fewer than 1% of flights canceled. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wsgw Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-328-9696. That's 800-328-9696.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Country Legends, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Singer-songwriter Reecey Palmer admits it's not easy being a woman of color in the country music world, but she does not regret her career choice.
I knew in the very beginning that there weren't a lot of people that looked like me, and I knew that that was going to be a mountain that I was going to have to climb. But I love the songwriting, I love the storytelling.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. N716 in-store only, limit 30.
This is Kareem Bowen, host United Shades of Grey, Conversations of Race in America. This week, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to talk about the stereotypical roles of blacks in horror films and how they've changed. So we'll talk about Shaft, Get Out, and all of those classics. Tune in.
United Shades of Grey, Sunday evenings at 7 on WSGW.
Softly into center, coming in Green. He's going to lay out and make the catch. Riley Green flies through the air again.
The Tigers play 1:50 today on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Once again, Jonathan Dent filling in for Art on this gray, rainy, gloomy Wednesday morning. Art is out golfing at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. Well, I doubt he's golfing. I don't think he's in the LPGA. But he's enjoying himself out there, having a good time. We're talking with TJ Coleman and Brian Lincoln from American Gasser Hot Rod Shop in Saginaw. And right before we went to break, we touched on Detroit Autorama. And I know that you guys definitely have a presence there. Every year you go down. Tell us a little bit about what you do there.
Well, like you said, we go down every year. I would say over the last, I don't know, at least 5 years, we've taken at least 2 vehicles, sometimes up to 4. It could be anything from pickup trucks to Willys to Tim's, which is an English panel truck, Trans Ams, Camaros.
Yep.
Pretty much just showcasing our work, showing what we could do.
All fresh builds.
Yep, all fresh builds. Pretty much the first time that they've been shown anywhere. And we go down there and set up, and we're there for about 3 days for the show and see thousands and thousands of people down there. And it's just a great time. And we call it our Super Bowl. It's just kind of a time for us to celebrate, the customers to celebrate, kind of show off what we do. And it's just kind of like a celebration, like I said, and just a chance to sit back and take a look at what we do and see the happiness that it brings to the customers too.
Now, when you say fresh builds, I know you guys have the capability to basically build a vehicle from scratch. Is that what this is?
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, each time we go to Autorama, we bring each car we take. Like I said, last 5-6 years, we've taken at least 2 cars, sometimes up to 4, each one being a new build. So just kind of showcasing our work, and that's kind of first time exposing that car to the public, or, you know, the celebration, like say the customer walking in and seeing that car on display for the first time since it's been done. You know, we've had cars all across the nation, and it's, you know, depending on, it doesn't matter if it's a local guy or a guy from Montana or wherever we build these cars for, seeing their face when they walk in, and you know, really brings pride to us and keeps the ball rolling and keeps us going.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So you're building a car at least a year.
Oh yeah.
Just for
multiple.
just for
Way more than
really.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that kind of surprised me. I didn't know that you guys were, like you said, you were busy, but I didn't know it was that involved.
Yep.
How involved is that process? How much work is that?
Lots of hours.
Yeah, some of the Autorama cars are a couple year builds from start to finish through metal fab, which can take a long time, depends on what we have to start with, and then it goes to paint and body, then it goes to assembly. It can take a couple of years to build it to the caliber for an Autorama car for sure.
What did you bring this last year?
Last year we had a 67 Cougar XR7,
36 Oldsmobile.
36 Oldsmobile, and there's one other one.
Is it Bob Saley's car?
Oh yeah, yep. 68 Camaro RSSS.
Pro Street.
Yep. The Oldsmobile got a first place in its class. The Cougar got a first place in its class, and the Camaro got second place in its class.
Wow. Is that, so you guys did pretty well this last year? Is that pretty standard?
Everybody came home happy. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Usually at least one first place trophy. I think the worst we've ever done is second place.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever got a third place.
Bringing home the hardware.
Yeah.
We always bring home a couple first place and then, you know, second place, but we do good. Customers are stoked, and, you know, just like I said, keeps us going. It's kind of like TJ said, a celebration for the whole team. I look at it as a team building experience as well. You know, we get all the guys and gals from the shop and get together and hang out, and we'll go out for dinner at night and just, you know, kind of let our hair down, if you will, and hang out together and keep the good vibes going, you know.
Mm-hmm. And the customers are usually there too with their friends and families, and usually they'll, we'll stay down there for a night, and usually that ends up being 3 nights they stay down there because they're just having a good time, talking about their car, talking with people that just happen to wander by that used to have one of those cars, or his buddy had one, and just kind of reminiscing. And it's just they love the feedback too, and the interaction that Autorama brings.
Awesome. So it's a 3-day event.
Yes.
Every year down in Detroit.
Correct. Yep.
And so you said it was the biggest, one of the bigger ones in the country, right? Is it the biggest?
The biggest one in the country. Yeah,
really?
By far, actually. Yeah.
Wow. So how many people, how many shops, how many exhibitors, I guess would be the word, are normally down there?
Ooh.
There's lots.
Yeah,
I don't know how many, you know, number wise, I guess.
Okay.
Can't really put a number to it, but there's quite a few from everywhere. You know, I mean, we set up next to, you know, Rad Rides by Troy and, you know, Chip Foose and stuff like that. Every year there's a car that they have as well. And I mean, we're right next to all that kind of stuff with our cars. So it's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a nationwide deal. You know, it's a big deal. A lot of people from other countries as well come and bring stuff. So there's a lot to see and a lot to do and good people to meet and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah. At the Detroit show, they have the Riddler Award, which is, I would say, top 3 trophies in the nation to go after. And that's where they announced the winner of the Riddler, which is a car that has never been seen on public or social media. No pictures of anywhere, and it is unveiled there. And some of those builds are, I think I've heard up to 8 or 10 years, some of those builds.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and
you're talking.
So, yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, that's all right.
You're talking $5, $6, $7 million cars.
Yeah,
I mean, some of these are just insane. You know, the caliber of the car and the amount of time that they put into these things is just, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And Detroit, that's not the only car show that you guys participate in. I know you're in all sorts of local car shows. What are some of those that you've been to recently?
Recently, we always kick the year off at Freeland. It's just a local little car show, but it's kind of like the breaking of the ice, which is our first outdoor show. We do the Back to the Bricks Chrome and Ice show, which is February. And then we've, of course, got ours coming up this weekend. We always do Flint Back to the Bricks, Frankenmuth.
Just at St. Ignace.
St. Ignace we did 2-3 weeks ago, something like that.
We had one in Port Huron too, right?
Yep, we're not going to do Port Huron this year. We've got All Gray the same weekend. So, but yeah, we usually do that one, Main Street Memories, out in Port Huron, and which is a fabulous show as well. So yeah, we try to hit some new ones every once in a while. Like Ignis, we've never been there before. I've been there when I was younger. It's been 18 years or longer probably, and so this was our first time as like a shop, and it was just overwhelming. Great response up there, and it's definitely on our calendar from here on out to go up there.
Awesome. Sounds like you guys stay busy not only in the shop but like doing a lot of appearances and going out to shows and things. The response is overwhelmingly general, overwhelmingly positive, generally positive. Sounds like so. It's great. We'll be talking more in just a little bit. We got to take a break. We will be right back.
They had a look, an attitude, and a sound like no other. Sure, they were born in Jersey, but they were made in America.
Working my way back to you, babe.
Jersey Boys coming to the Dow Event Center Monday, July 25th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
Why do I fly out of MBS Airport? Because the stress-free experience on the ground makes for a more enjoyable experience up here.
Eagle Test, this is Bravo. I'm going to do some barrel rolls and other cool stuff.
Whoa, what a dream. Even a business trip's exciting. And with services through Delta and United Airlines, you'll feel upgraded as soon as you walk through their doors. Book your flight today at mbsairport.org.
Warmer weather is here, and associates in eye care want you to remember to wear sunglasses with UV protection. Most of us acquire 80% of our lifetime UV exposure before 18, so it's extremely important for children to have sunglasses with UV protection. Ultraviolet rays have harmful effects on the eyes that can lead to cataracts and macular degeneration. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in eye care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced law in mid-Michigan for over 3 decades. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you have learned about estate planning, asset protection planning, avoiding nursing home costs, and how to save the family farm. Would you like to understand more about these topics? I'm offering 3 free e-booklets about estate planning, farm succession planning, and Medicaid planning.
To get your free e-booklet, go to jerryreiflawyer.com to download any or all of the e-booklets or call 989-790-1461 to request a copy.
My e-booklet, Understanding Medicaid, describes Medicaid, Medicare, and the difference between them. If estate planning is confusing to you, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning Basics, and you'll find that it is a helpful guide for your future planning. If you have a farming operation and want to save it for future generations, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning for Farmers.
If you want any of these free e-booklets, go to jerryreiflawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 to request your free copy.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Summer is here, the perfect time to save some money. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out all of our deals going on right now from Tri-City Motor Speedway, One Up Games and Repairs, JB's Market in Munger, Norrie's of Auburn, Daylight Outfitters, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It is the fundamental right of parents to direct the education of their children, unquote. That's the state law. And Representative Annette Glenn sponsored a bill to require posting that right in school offices and board meetings, fighting for parents. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment.
Speaking of vehicles, I had to get a new one.
Yours died. Your green truck died.
Green truck is finally, when you go to your trusted mechanic and the response is basically, well, the best solution I can offer you is to take it out the back and shoot it. I always buy used, gained a cap, which is something that I've talked about getting the past couple of years in the old one, but I never wanted to put any extra money into the old one. I'm having a tough time driving this vehicle because now I have a driver's door that works.
Oh, you can get in and out. You don't have to climb across from the other side, eh?
I now have air conditioning again.
Amazing.
I now have four-wheel drive again because I had lost that.
Oh, that'll be handy when you try to get in here in the winter.
I now have a front end that's intact. I actually have a vehicle where a higher percentage of the vehicle is actually metal and not rust.
So they didn't give you the minimum $2,500 trade-in allowance?
The dealer basically said, get this off my lot, please.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, who's to blame now for inflation?
People who won't buy an electric vehicle.
The answer to all of life's questions.
Markley Van Camp and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
We're back with you now on the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art this morning. Along with me is TJ Coleman and Brian Lincoln from American Gasser. We spent some time in the last segment talking about Detroit Autorama and all the crazy stuff that goes on there and the award-winning vehicles. Let's talk a little bit about some of those builds that you guys have been working on, because I know I've just taking a walk through. It's been a while since I've been to the shop, but taking a walk through, you guys are always busy with some very unique projects. What do you have going on right now?
Probably the most unique one right now is a 04 PT Cruiser, which I know. Oh, it's a 02, excuse me. That we're actually doing a 5.7 Hemi swap on. So it's going to be pretty darn cool. Something that we've never been able to do before, which is pretty awesome. Converted it over to 4.9-inch in the back. 4-linked it. Coilovers all the way around. Willwood drilled and slotted rotors. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool street machine. The couple that owns it, they bought it brand new. They always had something in mind to do something with it when it got puckered out. I don't know. Yep. When it was done with its first life. So they brought it to us. They came up with this idea, and it's awesome, I think, just to be able to do something like this on a PT Cruiser. Everybody that comes in the shop, if they don't know about it, they're like, "Oh, you guys work on regular vehicles too?" I'm like, "Well, no, we're not quite. This one's a little bit different," and they're just blown away at the work that's been done to it already. A lot of the mechanical stuff's been done. It's in paint and body right now. There is some paint on it right now, but it's going to look pretty darn stock from the outside, and it's gonna hurt some feelings, I think, when it's out on the road. She's gonna surprise some people with it for sure.
Yeah, what does someone do with a souped up PT Cruiser?
She's gonna daily drive it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, she's looking forward to it. You know, all the interior is gonna go back stock form, stock gauges. I mean, air conditioning, the moonroof, everything's gonna be completely stock on the inside, even the seating. We did have to do some floor adjustments and stuff, obviously, to fit the 9-inch with coilovers and all the crazy stuff we got going on, but all the factory interior panels will go back in, and it's just going to be a really clean, super cool car.
And how long have you guys been working on this?
About 3 years, I want to say.
2.5, 3 years, something like that.
3 years.
Yep.
Just getting some color on it right now. So,
yeah, they really don't make parts in the catalog for Hemi swap PT Cruisers, so everything's had to be hand fabricated for sure.
Wow, that's some impressive stuff. So a little bit more. So that's out in left field. Strange. Right, you guys. What's something, I guess, a little bit more you guys specialize in Willy's gassers.
Yep.
You got any of those going right now, or?
Yeah, we just had a steel body dropped off last week. That was the customer from Maryland I mentioned earlier. He just dropped that off. We're going to have to build a chassis for it. He's got pretty much all the panels. Going to need a lot of metal repairs and whatnot on it, but we're going to get that running and driving. He dropped off a DeSoto Hemi engine for it. And get it running, driving, painted, and then he's just beyond belief that it's there, and he's just super excited that it's there, and the ball's rolling on it now. So yeah, that's the That's the only gasser I think we have going on right now. We just finished up a 56.
Yeah.
56 Chevy. Yeah. For a customer in New Jersey. And Cripey's been blowing up my phone every weekend with shows that he's been going to, and the black
pictures.
marks all over the parking lots whenever he goes places and stuff. So he's having a blast with it.
Yep. We got a Pro Street Willys in the storage building that we're working on getting done. And as far as Willys, though, that's pretty much it. But we have lots of other projects. We're finishing up a 66 Chevelle right now for a local guy. We've had it probably 2.5 years, full restoration, kind of, updated a little bit, but for the most part restored. Big block, 4-speed car, bucket seat, 12 bolt, pretty cool car, black, all the trim. It's going to be super awesome. We got a 34 Chevy in the metal shop right now, getting lots of work done, full build. Super sweet 67 Firebird in there, 28 Chevy and 46 Chevy pickup in the metal shop. Got a lot of stuff going on.
What's your waiting list look like? Are you booked through December, or is it?
Yeah, like next December.
Really?
I mean, we got time for some smaller stuff and, brake jobs and exhaust jobs and engine swaps, stuff like that here throughout. But for full builds, yeah, I mean, we're a year and a half.
In demand.
Yeah.
It's good to be in demand.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We've got someone on our social media stream asking, where is the shop? Where can they find you guys?
It's right on Gratiot, right in Shields. If you know where Meyer is, if you're familiar with that, like if we walk out to the road and look to the west, you can see Meyer from our parking lot. So it used to be, if it's been a while now, but it used to be Debut Conversion Van building, that complex. It's one of the buildings there. It's 8175 Gratiot.
There it is. All right. Well, we'll talk about a little bit about the car show and open house that you guys have going on at the shop this Saturday when we come back. But first, we got to take a break for these notes.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
I'm retired Army Colonel Martin Blank, and I'm a Republican running for the state Senate. I've met thousands of our neighbors during this campaign. I've listened to their stories. They're often heartbreaking. They work hard, but they're barely hanging on. They're a paycheck or two away from disaster. They're fearful for their kids' future, and nobody in Lansing is listening to them. I want you to know I'm listening. I hear you. Your story is my story. I've been knocked around by life. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. As your state senator, I may not always get it right, but I'll always try to do the right thing by you. Nobody owns me, no special interests, no PAC, no party. I'm nobody's man but yours. For 23 years, I fought for you, including tours in Afghanistan and Iraq, and I'll fight for you once again as your state senator. This is Martin Blank, Republican candidate for state senate. I ask for your vote on August 2nd.
Paid for by Martin Blank for state senate.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW online poll, bipartisan bills in the Michigan legislature to allow alcohol sales at college football, basketball, hockey games. Right now, 8 of the 14 Big Ten schools do allow such sales. Both Michigan and Michigan State do not, though MSU does sell in its suites. Lawmakers say it's going to offer a more enjoyable game experience.
So I think it will make Michigan universities have a little more of a competitive edge.
And they say that studies show the number of alcohol-related incidents inside stadiums declines when sales are allowed. Alcohol would be sold 2 hours before and and 2 hours after games. Some opponents do say that there's already enough alcohol at game sites already without it being sold. Poll question for you. Should alcohol sales be allowed at college sporting events in Michigan? It's a yes. It's a no. We'll give you the I'm not sure option too. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box, and make your votes that way, please.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
We're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art. How the time does fly. We're in towards the end of our show here. We're joined by TJ Coleman and Brian Lincoln from American Gasser. And I guess let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Finally, as we reach the end of our program, you guys have an open house on Saturday, right?
Yep, sure do. This Saturday from 9 to 3, right at our shop at 8175 Gratiot in Shields. It's a full car show, so if you got a classic car, bring it out. We'll show it off. Free registration. If you don't have a classic car, come on out anyways. Check out the cars. We'll have the shop open. You can see what we're talking about with like the PT Cruiser and the Trans Am and some of the other cool stuff that we have going on. And yeah, it's just a real good time. Olvera's Barbecue will be there serving out barbecue. We'll have a DJ there playing some great music, and yeah, it's just a really good, awesome time.
Even if the weather's looking like this, you guys are going to be having your open house.
Yeah, it's a rain or shine event.
Yep, we've had rain.
But it won't look like this.
No,
it won't look like
no.
Let's hope not. We had rain a couple shows ago, and there wasn't a huge turnout of cars, but there was still a lot of people walking around checking everything out inside the shop. You know, it's a pretty neat event. The whole shop's opened up. Body shop, metal shop. The general assembly area, all that kind of stuff. There's cars on the hoist. You can walk underneath, check out all our workout. It's pretty cool. So there's a lot of people walking around all the time.
And even for people who aren't necessarily into car, I'm not a car guy, but I can appreciate the work that goes into some of these projects. And I've walked around at your guys' open house, and it's a good time. It's great.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a unique opportunity to be able to walk through a shop like that and see kind of what all you guys have going on. And you've got a car show along with it. What kind of engagement do you usually get with that?
Oh,
quite a bit.
Yeah, time flies with that one too.
Yep.
Time flies when you're having fun, just like today. But yeah, a lot of engagement, a lot of people coming in, talking about the projects, want us, like I said, they bring their own cars to the show. So, hey, can you come check this out? Sometimes it's hard to do because it is a full day and there's a lot of stuff going on. So we try to do what we can. And if we can't get to them, then we make an appointment and we can check it out that way. But yeah, a lot of engagement and a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep, there's a lot going on. Even if you don't have a classic car, bring a bike, bring a truck. It doesn't matter. It's a Bronco, whatever, K5 Blazer. Just bring out whatever you got that you think is cool. We're not, classic car only.
No.
It's whatever the heck you think's cool. Bring it out and show it off and just join the festivity, join the fun.
Awesome. And you guys are obviously going to be showing off some of your projects there.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Progress, all that stuff.
What do you have for people to see if they come on Saturday?
Well, that Cougar we mentioned earlier, that was at Autorama, got first place. That's going to be there. We've got a 33 Ford that's up in the showroom right now. It's just getting underway. We're having a 392 Hemi, all aluminum 392 Hemi, getting supercharged, getting dropped off Friday. So that'll be a fresh arrival there.
All of our current projects, there's over 40 of them. So we'll have a lot of stuff to look at. Anything from a 62 Cobra car to, 66 Chevelle to the PT Cruiser to.
There's a 33 Ford.
Yep.
33 Ford. Yeah, that's all original with the original flathead. And so we do stuff like that too, for sure too.
So do you guys you do engine swaps and upgrades? Do you do like restorations? Is that something that's in your
absolutely
purview?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So where can people go to find out more about you guys?
Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or
or AmericanGasser.com
website. Or just come see us.
Yeah. Come in, check us out.
Yep.
Come in and see it on Saturday for the open house.
Yep.
So obviously, do you expect a huge turnout this year? Because with COVID and everything, did that put a dent in how many people showed up, or was it still about the same?
Very large.
Yeah, I would say bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? Honestly, we had 2 shows during COVID that we got approved for through the township and everything, and they were our 2 biggest shows to date because people are just looking for something to do as an outdoor event. We took precautionary measures and whatnot, but those were our two biggest shows. So COVID has not slowed anything down at all, really, for us. And the shows that we've been going to, like I went to Ignis a few weeks ago, like we talked about, just hundreds and hundreds of cars up there. And between COVID and gas prices, it doesn't really seem to be slowing anybody down.
No, everybody's coming out and having a good time.
Awesome. So you guys have 3 of these car shows throughout the summer, correct? Or is it just 2? Just 2.
2. Yep.
All right.
Our second one is October 16th.
Okay.
And that's our fall show, obviously.
Right at the end of the season, where
That's
people
usually the very last one for pretty much anybody. The weather is either pretty decent or not so good. But at that one, we do again an open house, and we do a small car cruise afterwards to generally to Baines Apple Valley and Freeland, and so which is about 15-20 minutes away, but nice ride down River Road, and they they're good hosts there too. So yeah, we like doing that.
Awesome. One more time, where can people find you? Where can people go to learn more?
AmericanGasser.com or American Gasser on Facebook, Instagram. Give us a call. Let us know you're coming. Stop out and see us. We're not opposed to walking through the shop and showing you stuff.
They've got some awesome stuff going on there as well.
Stuff.
Yep. Thank you guys for coming in and talking with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Yep. You have a good show on Saturday.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you very much.
So
hope to see some of you there.
We'll be back to wrap up after these notes.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack restaurant in West Branch. For parties big or small, if you're feeding a whole bunch of SOBs, then let the Lumberjack restaurant take care of the grub. Mouth-watering ribs, finger-licking chicken, dangerously creamy mac and cheese. Everyone in the neighborhood will be begging for an invite. So get your axe on that fancy phone of yours and visit lumberjackcatering.com to see how you can upgrade your next event with Lumberjack Catering.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. We're going to get a CPO class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The ATS simulation range is a cost-effective solution for maintaining and improving your skills. Applied Training Solutions is located inside the Midland Mall. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the midden.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't Don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
News coverage.
Robert Cremo III, 7 counts of first-degree murder.
Why is there a voicemail of the president?
I refer you to his son's representative.
News coverage.
My friends, there should be a new prime minister.
Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe
assassinated.
The June jobs report.
America's job machine is firing on all cylinders.
Actor James Caan has died.
Nice college boy, huh? They want to get mixed up in the family business.
News coverage on WSGW.
That'll do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Once again, I'm Jonathan Dent, filling in for Art today. Art's out at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, having a good time on this pretty dreary, wet Wednesday morning, but I'm sure they're having a good time nonetheless out there. They've got all sorts of activities going on. We had TJ Coleman and Brian Lincoln from American Gasser in on this first hour to talk cars, but next hour we'll be talking about Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield about sun safety. Very important as we move through the summer here. But first, we've got to move out of the way to get the news at the top of the hour. We'll go to the CBS report for the national and international news. Then we'll be with Mike Percha in the WSGW newsroom for the local news. And then we'll be right back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Please stick around for that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The government confirms consumers are getting hammered with high prices.
5 of the 6 main food groups up by double digits.
CBS's Sarah Ewell-Weiss on this morning's report from the Labor Department that shows inflation has hit a new 41-year high, soaring 9.1% in June over the year before. And it wasn't just the cost of a meal. Gas prices and shelter factored in as well. And while fuel prices have begun to ease.
One thing that I don't believe will come down, and experts are saying shouldn't be coming down anytime soon, is the cost of housing. Maybe a level off, but not going to go down again.
Economists expect record inflation will lead to another big interest rate hike this month. Some parents who watched horrifying video of the Uvalde, Texas school massacre are furious. It was released before they were scheduled to see it in private this weekend. Linda Areola's grandchild was among the 21 killed.
Whoever leaked that video, I pray that you never have to deal with what all the parents, the grandparents, the siblings, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins are dealing with. Shame on you.
Areola is joining other families marching in Washington today. Correspondent Linda Kenyon is there.
President Biden has signed into law a bipartisan gun control bill. But organizers of today's rally say that bill didn't go far enough. They're calling for more action on background checks and a ban on assault weapons.
President Biden arrived in Jerusalem this morning to begin a 4-day visit to the Middle East. First item on his agenda, a close-up look at Israel's anti-missile defense systems.
We've reaffirmed the unshakable commitment of the United States to Israel's security, including partnering with Israel on the most cutting-edge defense systems in the world.
Comes as Iran gets set to give Russia armed drones for its war in Ukraine. President Biden will make a stop in Saudi Arabia Friday. A judge in Louisiana is blocking enforcement of the state's new trigger ban on abortions that kicked in when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Attorney Stephanie Passa.
Right now, we're just on pause. It's not a final determination.
A lawsuit filed by a North Carolina clinic has been shifted to Baton Rouge. And in New York City, police have now identified the woman and the boy who died when a charter boat capsized off a pier in the Hudson River yesterday. They say the victims are 47-year-old Lindelia Vasquez and 7-year-old Julian Vasquez. Both are from Colombia.
but officials are not saying whether they were related. The cause of the accident is still being investigated. The Dow is down 295 points, S&P off 37. This is CBS News.
Find great hires fast with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. We're going to get a CPO class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The ATS Simulation Range is a cost-effective solution for maintaining and improving your skills. Applied Training Solutions is located inside the Midland Mall. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's a faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably, so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies, rain, and 61 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. A crash yesterday in Saginaw injured 2 people and damaged a school. The crash occurred on Benjamin Street near State Street when a red sedan ran a red light and crashed into a black pickup truck. The truck was forced into Stone Elementary at 1000 State Street, which sustained minor damage. The 2 drivers of the vehicles were taken to a local hospital with minor injuries. Police in Saginaw Township are looking for an armed robbery suspect. Police say the robbery occurred Sunday just after 10 p.m. at the BP gas station at 4480 State Street. The suspect showed a handgun and demanded money from the clerk. He left the area on foot after getting what police say was a small amount of cash and ran north towards Poplar's apartment. The suspect is described as male, 5'5", with a thin to medium build. He was wearing a face covering, a white hoodie, black pants, and black shoes with white soles. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Saginaw Township Police Department. A delegation from Bay City visited its sister city of Ansbach, Germany last week. Among those who visited were Commissioner Rochelle Hilliker and City Manager Dana Muscat. In recognition of 60 years of friendship, Ansbach named a pedestrian bridge in the middle of the city after its Michigan counterpart. The visitors celebrated the dedication with a flag-raising ceremony and reaffirmed the partnership between both cities. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Hi, this is Jessica. Do you currently have an auto lease coming due? Have you been thinking about whether or not you should keep your current leased vehicle and are worried about current dealership inventory? Don't let the thought of searching for a new car stress you out. United Financial is here to help you. You can take advantage of our auto lease buyout loan and continue driving your current vehicle. Plus, enjoy 90 days of no payments, low rates, and a gas card when you find your current leased vehicle with United Financial Credit Union. See how we put you first at United Financial? And contact us today to learn more, and we can keep you on the road in your current vehicle.
Some restrictions may apply. See Credit Union for details. Federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live.
National Credit Union, serving the Valley community.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Michigan's largest district court and bail reform advocates have settled a class action lawsuit against bail practices in Detroit, where hundreds of defendants are jailed for no other reason than their inability to afford court-imposed bail. The settlement announced Tuesday stipulates that judges in the state's 36th district court identify a specific reason why cash bail is needed, and that judges assume defendants are unable to pay even small amounts if they live in poverty. Advocates and court officials said the agreement is a model for bail reform across Michigan and the nation, even as states and jurisdictions have rolled back progressive policies in response to the pandemic-era uptick in crime. A fundraiser is being held in Grand Haven tonight to raise money for Ukraine as it's in a war with Russia. Organizer Anna Kovalenko came to the U.S. from Ukraine in 2013 and says there will be a silent auction of work by Ukrainian artists, along with an auction of items from local businesses.
Proceeds from the art sales will go to the artists in Ukraine and also to the fund that takes care of other artists and professionals in all artistic fields who are in great need of financial support right now.
Kovalenko's father and other relatives are still in the Ukraine. She brought her mother to Grand Rapids earlier this year, saying it's hard to her because she's worried about those still left behind and about her apartment, says she had to leave everything when she left. A Massachusetts man has been sentenced to nearly 11 years in prison for driving his Mercedes-Benz to Michigan to try to kidnap a former girlfriend who he hadn't seen in roughly 20 years. Police found brass knuckles, handcuffs, zip ties, a stun gun, duct tape, and more items. Damon Burke was stopped in suburban Detroit in 2021. Prosecutors say the kidnapping plot sounds more like a movie than real life. The 49-year-old Burke was arrested soon after assaulting his former girlfriend's roommate and stealing his house key. In March, Burke pleaded guilty to attempted kidnapping. He's from Vineyard Haven, Massachusetts, on Martha's Vineyard. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms at times here for this afternoon, with partial sunshine developing and a high in the mid-70s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies develop and a low near 56. Thursday, sunshine, high around 80 degrees. Then on Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 86. Saturday, a slight chance for some rain showers here late. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, high of 89 degrees. Then on Sunday, chance for showers and storms, cloudy, high around 84. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 60.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning to you on this gray, cloudy, rainy Wednesday morning. We really needed that rain, though, so it's good to see it coming down for a little bit here after quite a few dry days. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art Lewis this morning. Art is out at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, having a great time today. I'm sure they're having a fantastic event out there. Many, many activities going on. But for right now, we're going to talk about sun safety. The sun might not be shining right now, but as we move into summer here, we definitely need to be aware of the harmful rays of the sun, especially UV radiation and the like, that can have some detrimental effects to our skin. So here to discuss that with us from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan is Shanthi Appelo. Shanthi, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Jonathan.
Thanks for coming. Now, am I getting that right? Appelo?
Yeah, you did great.
All right. Thank you.
Brownie points.
Awesome. So I was doing some background research because we talk every year about wear your sunscreen, you know, but doing some background research, this is something it's pretty serious, actually. Doctors aren't joking around when they say, hey, put on your sunscreen.
Exactly. Skin cancer is the most common form of cancer in the world. And so it's so important that we take care of that. And not only does it lead to increase our risk for skin cancer, but it causes premature aging, just damage to our skin overall, things that aren't so ideal. So definitely important.
I like that phrase, premature age. Well, I don't like that phrase, but that phrase, premature aging, brings that scene from Indiana Jones to mind where where they're in the... never mind. I'll drop it there. But something that struck me was exposure to UV light is the most preventable risk factor for skin cancer. Can you tell us a little bit? So there are a lot of risk factors, but UV light is obviously one of the biggest. What can people do?
Well, of course, we know about sunscreen, and there are a couple different kinds. So if you've ever put on sunscreen and you're like, why am I all of a sudden like a little bit white? What's that white cast doing? And that's because you're probably putting on mineral sunscreen, which is also called physical sunscreen. So what happens is you actually put this on top of your skin, and it's a barrier. It's kind of deflecting the sun's rays, and in that way you're getting that protection. So when you put it on, you get that immediate protection. And what happens too with that physical sunscreen is oftentimes they have that longer shelf life because it's that physical barrier versus chemical sunscreen. This is kind of the more common types of sunscreen you're going to see. It's going to be absorbed into the skin's top layer, and in that way, it's going to provide protection. So that's why you don't see a white cast with those. That's why they kind of blend into your skin real easy. But the one key thing that you should note about those chemical sunscreens is that there is a little bit of a lag time between putting it on and getting that protection because of the absorption.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Is you mentioned that the physical sunscreen with the mineral takes effect immediately. How long is that lag time on average?
About 15 minutes is how long you should wait until you get out in the sun. And just, if you're trying to figure out what's right for you, typically people with sensitive skin and babies, physical sunscreen or that mineral sunscreen is going to be the best option.
Awesome. So what are other things that we can do? Sunscreen, obviously, but...
Well, you mentioned Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And the Cowboys really know what they're doing. So the wide brim hats are going to be great. They're going to offer protection not only to your face, but also to your shoulders and to your eyes, because of course we can't put sunscreen in our eyes.
No.
In fact, that burns quite a bit if you've ever rubbed your eyes afterwards. But yeah, you mentioned sunglasses too, something that you should absolutely be wearing in the sun. I tend to recommend ones that wrap a little bit more around your head so that the sides of your face are covered as well. And they feel so good to wear.
Oh, yeah.
They're not cute, though. I don't know.
You look cooler.
Yeah. So it's good with that.
When we're talking about sunglasses, is there a difference between polarized and not polarized sunglasses when it comes to sun protection?
I am not an expert on this. I wish I could give you a definitive answer, but I know that when you do explore different sunglasses, there are a lot of information. You want to choose one that does say that it has UV protection.
Absolutely. Something that struck me as I was just doing a little bit of background research is you think you're behind a pane of glass, you're safe, right? Well, there are two different types of UV radiation. Can you go into the two different types of UV radiation? I hadn't even heard of this before looking into this.
Absolutely. So there are UVB and UVA rays. Now, both of them can damage the DNA in our skin. And so what happens is that, we get this DNA damage, and over time it builds up. And, DNA, very complex, but in the simplest form, when we're talking about this, it basically tells our cells how to function. So then with all this damage, these cells start growing out of control. And that's really what can lead to skin cancer. So both types of UV rays, UVA and UVB, can cause this damage in addition to the damage that can happen to our eyes. So with that, the most important thing is to look for SPF that is broad spectrum, which is going to cover both.
Absolutely. And something with UVA specifically, which the American Academy of Dermatology Association classifies as those are the ones that cause premature aging. They don't cause sunburn, but I've never gotten a sunburn from behind a pane of glass. But those UVA beams, or is it beams? I would assume radiation. The UVA radiation can go through windows and glass and things and damage your skin through that. Tell us a little bit just about the hazards of because obviously skin cancer is a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
What are the different types of skin cancer that we see, especially when it comes to sunlight?
So there are actually 3 different types of cancers typically associated with the sun. And so, people have different risk factors depending on what kind. But I think the most important thing to remember here is that they're all harmful. And I think, as you're going into these summer months and even past these summer months, it's just so important to do a skin check, checking for any kind of abnormalities. If they're in areas that you don't see yourself, having someone take a look, using a mirror, because oftentimes we miss sunscreen in the places that we need it the most, right? Especially when we're out in the sun playing, when we're in bathing suits and things like that. I think one thing that's so important to think about when you're trying to protect yourself from skin cancer is the type of SPF. I think a lot of us are familiar with SPF, meaning sun protection factor, right? But then there are all these numbers and you're like, well, I figured 50 means that it's like the best, it's the highest. Oftentimes they're up to number. 70. Yeah, bigger number, better. So SPF 15 is going to filter out 93% of the UVB rays that you're exposed to. Now, you might be surprised that the difference between 30 and 50 isn't that huge, because SPF 30 is going to block out about 97% of UVB rays versus the SPF 50, 98%. So just 1% difference there, but it does make a difference. And dermatologists do say that SPF 30 or higher is going to be great for people who are spending a lot of time out in the sun.
Okay. So why would anybody use sunscreen of a lower SPF? Is there any benefit to that?
Well, of course, you're gonna be getting a little bit more suntan if you're getting a lower SPF there, because of course a lot of people desire to get that nice color in the sun in the summer. But I think something important to note too is that nowadays there are so many different options to getting a sunless tan. One thing I did want to mention is that you can spray tan, if you will, with 2 different types of spray tans. There are some that actually react with the proteins on your skin to create this, kind of dark color. It's an enzymatic reaction that happens. So that means that you're going to see a color difference a few hours later versus color that is just applied. Now, what happens when you apply some of these is that it can put you at a higher risk for sunburn right after. So it's especially important after you sunless tan that you wear sun protection 24 hours after.
And that's not going to affect your spray tan at all to wear sunscreen.
You're still going to be golden.
Yep, still going to look good. So maybe there's an aesthetic benefit to wearing a lower SPF, but not necessarily a health benefit to it.
Well, aesthetically, in the long run, there's probably more of a benefit of the SPF 50.
Yeah, you're going to have that premature aging going on. Well, Shanthi, thank you very much for joining us and talking about this. It's very important as we move into the summer here. Any last thoughts before we head into a break here?
I just think that if you're going to spend more than 20 minutes in the sun, really great, idea just to think about that extra sun protection. If you don't have SPF to put on, throw a hat on, throw some extra layers on.
And maybe a belt and a whip and the rest of the Indiana Jones get up. No.
The whole attire.
Maybe not. Shanthi Appelo from Appelo. I'm sorry. I got it right off the start, from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too. We'll be back with more after these notes.
Your career takes flight when you join the winning teams at Soaring Eagle and Saguenay Eagles Landing. The premier gaming and entertainment destinations in Michigan are currently hiring for a wide variety of positions for all levels of experience. Visit us online at SoaringEagleCasino.com for a full list of openings and learn about all the benefits and the new $15 an hour minimum wage. Apply today at Soaring Eagle Casino Resort and Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
It is the fundamental right of parents to direct the education of their children, unquote. That's the state law. And Representative Annette Glenn sponsored a bill to require posting that right in school offices and board meetings. Fighting for parents. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Consider a move to Wellspring Senior Living Campus in Saginaw.
There's a huge amount of trust that's built in that process of deciding where you're going to move, when you're going to sell your house. It's important when you walk into a place that you look around. Do the residents look happy? Are the staff interacting with them? How were you treated when you walk through the door? This is the next step to your journey. I want to give the right recommendation. I want to lead these people in the right direction. They've trusted me.
Schedule a tour today at wellspringlutheran.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open with an inflation-led sell-off on Wall Street. The Consumer Price Index rose 9.1% in the year ending in June, back to 1981 inflation levels and hotter than expected. The boost in prices is leading to speculation the Federal Reserve will need to be more aggressive in raising interest rates. Delta Airlines was able to make a profit in its recent quarter, even though it was paying more for fuel. Delta shares are lower. Its earnings were weaker than Wall Street was expecting. Chief Executive Ed Bastian says bookings are still strong heading into fall and winter. Video game development company Unity Software is merging with Israeli tech company Iron Source. Victoria's Secret is updating its corporate structure to unite its pink and beauty lines along with Victoria's Secret. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wsgw Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-328-9696. That's 800-328-9696.
It is time for the WSGW Invitational. This year, including a 4-person scramble at the sawmill, 3 closest to the pin contests, and $10,000 hole-in-one contests. The WSGW Invitational is presented by Westside Decorating Center and powered by Branham's Jewelry. On Tuesday, August 16th, golfers will compete for fun and prizes at the Sawmill Golf Club. Golfers can purchase entries or win a foursome by participating in closest to the pin contests powered by Sarah Automotive of Saginaw. 3 separate closest to the pin contests will be held during the WSGW Morning Team Show on July 19th, 26th, and August 2nd. Each contest, listeners will be invited to stop by between 5:30 and 9 a.m. and take 3 swings at the pin. At the end of the contest, the golfer closest to the pin wins a foursome into the scramble at the Sawmill on August 16th. Plus, each closest to the pin contest will include the $10,000 hole-in-one presented by Buck Insurance in Freeland. All the details available for you online at WSGW.com.
Softly into center, coming in Green. He's going to lay out and make the catch. Riley Green flies through the air again.
The Tigers play 1:50 today on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show this Wednesday morning. Some very serious music to bring us into this segment here. We're going to open up the phones to you now. 989-752-6111 is the number to call to talk about, well, whatever you'd like to talk about. In the meantime, though, we had Shanthi Appelo on from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and we were talking about sun safety. And I brought it up a little bit, but I did some background research in preparation for this, like a good broadcaster would. And there was some very informative stuff out there that I didn't know, and I think it's important for everybody to know because it's the sun. You can't really escape from it that easily. I think the biggest thing that I didn't realize going into this summer that I have now learned is that water actually reflects a large percentage of UV radiation. So even if you're wearing that wide-brimmed hat, if you're out on a boat, out on the water, you might be getting some of that reflected up towards you. Something else that I thought was interesting is that skin cancer rates are higher in women and men before age 50, as people are out tanning. I think that there's some correlation there, but higher in men after age 50, which the American Academy of Dermatology believes to be related to the increase in recreation and work-related UV exposure. So going out on the boat, going fishing, might cause some problems there. So sunscreen, extremely important. And it's not only people over 50 that have to worry about it. Sunburns during childhood or adolescence can increase the odds of developing melanoma later in life. They say that experiencing 5 or more blistering sunburns between ages 15 and 20 increases one's melanoma risk by 80%. 80%. Now, that doesn't mean there's an 80% chance that you're going to develop melanoma. It just means if you had a 1% chance, you now have a 1.8% chance, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is nearly doubled. So definitely sunscreen, protecting yourself from the sun, staying in the shade, long clothes when you can, lighter long clothes, recommended by doctors. But as Shanthi said, those lower SPFs will let a little bit of that sunlight in to give you that tan. And there are many spray tan possibilities out there if you're just looking for that aesthetic without wanting to, without damaging your skin there. It's not something that I really have to worry about as I'm in this nice air-conditioned studio under these fluorescent lights. And it's not really something we have to worry about too much today as it's gray and rainy here on this, the first day of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational LPGA tournament. Man, I wonder what they're doing. I hope they're still playing. I hope they're having a good time at the very least. Once again, we've got our calls open for you, 989-752-6111, whatever you'd like to talk about. I'm also involved with the Saginaw Spirit. I am the producer here at WSGW when we're in the hockey season. So I would be remiss if I didn't bring to you the latest in Saginaw Spirit news. We had 2 of our import players get picked in the first round of the NHL draft last week. Pavel Menchikov was 10th overall. We made the top 10. He's a defenseman from Russia. He was picked by the Anaheim Ducks. Despite kind of our lackluster season here in Saginaw, he put up some good numbers, and it's good to see him go pretty early in the draft there. And our other import, the Czech native Matyas Sapovalev, went 48th overall and was picked up by the Vegas Golden Knights with their first pick. So that's got to count for something, right? He's a forward, and he did pretty well this last season too. We've also got quite a few of our players heading off to training camps. Josh Bloom, the Buffalo Sabres pick from the 2021 draft, I think it was heading off to Buffalo Sabres training camp. Surprisingly, picked by the Buffalo Sabres, heading to the Buffalo Sabres training camp out there. Roberto Mancini is visiting the St. Louis Blues to pick up some tips and tricks there. And also Andrew Oak, the Shelby Township native, close to home, is going to the Red Wings training camp. He was our second line goaltender after Tristan Lennox, but he had some great performances, especially towards the end of the season. And some of his best performances were when Lennox had to drop out last minute, and Oak really stepped up to the plate, as it were, or stepped between the pipes, as it were, and delivered a good performance. Obviously, Menchikov is going to the Anaheim Ducks training camp, and Sapovalev is going to the Vegas Golden Knights. So just some nice local hockey news for you there. The Hamilton Bulldogs that won in the OHL. We didn't get to see them during this last season, but they did end up going on to compete for the Memorial Cup, but did not end up taking it home. I believe that was St. John's that ended up taking that one. Anyway, lines are open for you, 989-752-6111. Just some nice local sports knowledge for you there. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, maybe someone will call in. We've got quite a bit to talk about, quite a bit in the news recently to talk about, so I'd love to hear from you guys what you have to say. We'll be right back with more after this.
They had a look, an attitude, and a sound like no other. Sure, they were born in Jersey, but they were made in America.
Working my way back to you, babe.
Jersey Boys coming to the Dow Event Center Monday, July 25th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Introducing a special first-time ever change your life in an instant ticket. $300 million Diamond Riches from the Michigan Lottery. A $50 instant gain. 50 years in the making with over $300 million in total prizes. The richest ever. Top prizes of $6 million. The highest ever. And 50 chances to win on every ticket. The most ever. We're celebrating 50 years in an epic way. Play Diamond Riches from the Michigan Lottery. For fun. For schools. For 50 years. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
We tried Dynavite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynavite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynavite nutritional supplements for dogs at Dynovite.com. Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Why can't Michigan students be the best educated in the world? Why can't the state that put the world on wheels have the best roads? Why can't Michigan be the manufacturing capital of the United States? I believe we can. My name is Tim Kelly, and as state representative, I cut through Lansing regulations every day. Now I'm running for state senate, and I'm primed to get our state back on track. Michigan has been held back by Lansing's red tape for far too long. Let's give Michigan a chance again. Paid for by Tim Kelly for State Senate.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, who's to blame now for inflation?
People who won't buy an electric vehicle.
The answer to all of life's questions.
Markley Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
Throw to left field. It goes by the third baseman, Rivera. Here comes Miguel Cabrera with the steal. The error. He scores. How about it?
Tigers Baseball, brought to you in part by A-Plus Plumbing, your auto owner's agents, including Buck Insurance Agency in Freeland, Rummel Agency in Saginaw, Frankenmuth, Caro, Vassar, Mayan Agency in Merrill. The Tigers play on WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we're back here on the Art Lewis Show on this wonderful Wednesday morning. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art this morning. So far, we've kept it pretty light. We were talking with TJ Coleman and Brian Lincoln from American Gasser in Saginaw. We talked with Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about sunlight safety, keeping it light. Haha, nice pun there. But there's some heavy stuff going on in the news, some stuff that we need to talk about here. Well, we don't need to, but we're gonna. Call in, talk about whatever you would like, 989-752-6111. Something that came out yesterday, the footage from the Uvalde shooting. And I'm not sure I agree with how it went out. I think it needed to come out. I think the footage needed to come out. I'm not sure that the way that it came out was the best, as it was kind of a leak. And there is currently an investigation going on, and I'm not sure that the police department down there is going to like what that investigation turns up. After watching that footage, I don't know that I'd recommend watching it. If you'd like to watch it, you can. I wasn't going to, because I knew it would just make me upset, but the curiosity got the better of me in this instance, and I did end up watching it, and it was 77 minutes between the shooter entering the building and police going in and ending it. And something that really struck me, and it got under my skin a little bit, was that police were on the scene at the door of the room 2.5 minutes after the shooter entered the classroom. At least 3 or 4 of them, my count was 5, and they had at least one patrol rifle among them. And they went to the door. They looked like they were about to go in and stop it. They received, they took fire, and they retreated, which... okay, you've got a barricaded subject, back up. I'm no expert in tactics, but it does make sense to reassess, but it does not make sense to reassess for over an hour. And something that certainly goes into, and in my thinking, is after the Parkland shooting, a federal judge ruled that police have no duty to protect. They have no necessarily responsibility to enter that room and stop the situation. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It's easy to get sad and angry watching that footage. And I knew that's how I would feel, and that's how I ended up feeling. And it's a tough thing to see, and it's a tough thing to know that in that situation, they were following orders. They were ordered not to go in. They were ordered to stay back. And they didn't have necessarily any duty to go in and stop what was going on. And I have seen reports that officers on the front line said, well, we almost did it. We almost disobeyed orders, and we almost didn't save any lives on that day. And it's heartbreaking. It's sad. Bill is in Cass City. Let's head over to Bill. Bill, good morning.
Good morning. Couple of things. Number one, we have a situation in this world, and I am pro-guns. I have guns. I own guns. If I ever get to the point where I shouldn't have guns, I hope somebody has enough brains to say, Bill, you can't have them anymore. But that being aside, I've heard, well, we're going to arm the teachers. We're going to arm this one. We're going to arm that one. When a policeman, and I come from family that are police, the oath that they take is protect and serve. Now, I don't give a diddly darn what this fool judge said or whatever. You signed up to do this, same as I did when I was in the military. You're ready to lay down your life. You don't think about it. You go in there and take it out, and you do what you have to do. Now, that takes a special breed of person to do it. but you don't sit there and make excuses for this because this is unconscionable. These kids didn't have a chance. And I don't want to see the school teachers armed because I don't think that they're trained to do this. In other words, once you touch that trigger, you're not coming home the way you left that morning. You are not going to. You will change.
For sure.
I don't care. I was in Vietnam. I did what I had to do. Now, these people that I was fighting over there would do the same that they had to do. They were human beings. But I did what I did. And we're going to have background checks. We're going to have, every time we have something like this, we see the same thing. Well, we have a suspect or we have a person of interest. Like, really? Do you think? Now, if you know that there's a problem, you have a, like down in Detroit area where they had this school shooting. Everybody failed this. The parents gave the kid the gun. The kid pulled the trigger. The school didn't take the kid out of the school. Why are we just charging the parent and the kid? What about the school? They have a dog in this hunt, but nobody did this. I have people in my family that had kids in that Oxford school. And I'm sorry, but if that was my child who was in there, somebody got hurt, now there's going to be a problem. I don't care what the judge says. There's going to be a real problem real quick.
Well,
and, I love guns, but we just talk about this and we don't get anything done. And the people that let this get on TV yesterday are as guilty as the ones that took the picture, leaked the video. This is wrong. If we have no shame, no heart, you don't want to see your children getting butchered or anybody.
No.
And that's just what it was.
No, it's terrible.
I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is.
That's true. First of all, Bill, thank you for your service. But I do have a question for you. You said you don't want to arm teachers, and I'm all about that. Yep, we don't have to issue firearms to teachers. But if a teacher has a concealed carry permit, we'll say,
right,
would you be in support of, let's say, that person, give them a little bit more, give them more training, and after that additional training, they can carry on school grounds. Would you be in support of that?
Oh, I have no problem with this. But what you have to know about this is, I've heard people say, well, shoot him in the arm, shoot him in the leg, shoot him in the knee. You take out center mass and drop him like a brick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there is no nice way to put this. So you have to be mentally ready. Don't think about it. You walk in there and kill, because that's what you're trained to do. And that takes a special breed of person to do this. Now, I was in the military, and I thought we were bad in the day. Really, no. We were just kids. And, you got seconds. You don't have 70 minutes.
Nope.
You have seconds. You walk in there and put them down. You put them down like they were a cur dog. I mean, I'm sorry, but when you do this, I can't even imagine, because some of my family members that were police, they were so happy that they never had to use that gun, but they would have.
Oh, yeah. And you see videos and things of police that have just had to take a life, and they're broken up about it. It changes a person.
It changes you. I mean, I have a family member that I told him one day, I said, they carry. I said, you take that and touch that trigger today. You ain't coming home the way you left this morning.
Nope.
And he sat there and looked at me and said, what do you mean? I said, you'll see it when you do it, boy. I said, you touch the trigger, you are a completely different person. He said, but you did. I said, but I had to. You don't have to do this.
Well, sometimes it's the difference between coming home a different person and coming home. That's what some people are thinking.
Absolutely. But when you shoot at a piece of paper, a target, that's one thing. You're shooting at a human being. That's another whole thing. And I have no problem. I did this. But I can tell you, most people are not trained to do this.
I would agree.
And you don't think about it. You just walk in and do it.
Yep.
They wonder why PTSD. I mean, I have a family member that took 42 years from the VA to get to talk to anybody. And they couldn't believe it. I mean, 42 years. This guy had 3 Purple Hearts, 2 Bronze Stars, and he'd been there and done this, and they just don't get it. I mean, I'm not saying teachers aren't trained, but they love kids. You can't love anymore. You got to go in and do what you got to do and get it done with.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Thanks for your call.
Have a great one.
You too. Scott's in Saginaw. Scott, we'll get to you in just a little bit, but first we got to take a break. Stick around.
Wills and trusts, wealth management, asset protection,
Does this sound important to you?
succession planning for the family business, elder law, probate.
For most of us, we have better things to do with our lives. But when the time comes, personal or for a business, all of us will be glad we took just a few minutes to get our lives in order.
Reduce or eliminate estate, income, and gift taxes. Avoid probate costs and prevent will contests. Plan for the event of disability.
Who should you see? Who can you trust? Who has decades of experience in providing peace of mind for families and business owners?
My name is Jerry Reif. See me today and get your life in order.
Get some peace of mind. Check out Jerry Reif for yourself. Go to jerryreiflawyer.com. While you are there, subscribe to his free monthly e-newsletter and learn about elder law and estate planning. You can download helpful resources. Remember the website, jerryreiflawyer.com, or call Jerry Reif at 989-790-1461.
I provide legal solutions for a changing world.
Warmer weather is here, and associates in eye care want you to remember to wear sunglasses with UV protection. Most of us acquire 80% of our lifetime UV exposure before 18, so it's extremely important for children to have sunglasses with UV protection. Ultraviolet rays have harmful effects on the eyes that can lead to cataracts and macular degeneration. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock locations, call 792-8686. Associates in eye care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
For over 20 years, you have known Sunrise Awnings as the home of the shady deal. Living in Michigan, we are always looking for ways to spend more time outdoors, especially now. Sunrise Awnings provides homeowners that opportunity to expand their living space with Sunsetter or Summer Space Awnings. Enjoy family and friends, protected from the sun, rain, and heat. Call Sunrise Awnings today to take advantage of that outdoor lifestyle you enjoy. Check us out at sunriseawnings.net. Get the most out of your patio and deck with a retractable awning from Sunrise Awnings.
Paid for by govmint.com.
Have you heard? The United States Mint has issued the Morgan Silver Dollar for the first time in 100 years. Not only that, but they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 175,000 legal tender silver dollars were issued. These Morgan Silver Dollars are brand new, bright and shiny legal tender coins minted by the iconic Philadelphia Mint. Just call 1-800-222-3807 and you are guaranteed a new 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. The first time in history this has happened. But with limited quantities, you must call now to order. To learn more, call 1-800-222-3807. If you order now, you will receive a free collector bonus, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-222-3807 now to secure your new Morgan Silver Dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-222-3807.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
Throw to left field. It goes by the third baseman, Rivera. Here comes Miguel Cabrera with the steal. The error. He scores. How about it?
Tigers Baseball, brought to you in part by A-Plus Plumbing, your auto owner's agents, including Buck Insurance Agency in Freeland, Rummel Agency in Saginaw, Frankenmuth, Caro, Vassar, Mayan Agency in Merrill. The Tigers play on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on this Wednesday morning. Scott is in Saginaw. We're on our phones, 989-752-6111. Scott, good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, Jonathan. I'm just going to say this real quick, that as far as the Uvalde thing goes, the police officers that you're talking about are not the criminals. The monster that went in with the gun, Jonathan, that's where your anger should be. Whether it took these police officers 7 minutes or 77 minutes, they did something that the majority of us are afraid to do or will not do. But they are heroes. Let's quit going after these guys. You're going to demoralize them. I don't understand it. The monster is the man who killed the children.
Now, I would
the police officers.
I agree. Yes, that the shooter is absolutely a monster. I think that's a apt word. But I think that police need to be held to a higher standard. I think that they need to be, and no, I would not be at all well equipped to go in and do what they did, even after an hour. But with all the training, with all the people that they had in that hallway, I think that lives could have been saved, and I think that it was their job to save those lives. And I think they did save lives. I think they could have saved a lot more lives had different decisions been made.
They could have, but again, the focus shouldn't be on the police officers. Let the police investigate themselves. They know there's a problem there. Let them take care of it. You think the guys are happy that they didn't get in there sooner? No. The police are going to take care of it themselves. Quit harping on it. Quit going after these people. I mean, I'm telling you, these cops are risking their lives every day, and we got news media like you who want to continue to make the cop the criminal. Quit doing it, man. We need these police officers.
I can absolutely see that, yes, the leaking of this footage, probably a mistake, but it's out there now.
It isn't the leaking, Johnny. It's not the leaking. It's the way you're covering it. The police officers are not the criminal in this. They made a mistake. They might have been slow, but they're heroes. Let them deal with it. Let us deal with the maniac who went in there. That's our deal.
All right. Yeah, I can accept that.
Leave the police alone.
I can accept that. I think, all right, you have a good one, Scott.
All right.
I think my focus here is the fact that it's been ruled. It is now law in the United States that police have no duty to stop that. The police, yep, they made a mistake. I can accept that. I can accept that investigation is going to run its course. They're going to do their thing. They're going to resolve the issue, and it might not turn out in their favor. Whatever. I will leave that situation. But I think that this situation is another piece of evidence, another instance where the police have been justified by law in not protecting people. And that oath to protect and serve is an important one. And I think that, I don't know, I think that a federal judge saying, no, police have no duty to enter a school. Because you remember the outcry that there was, you might remember, I remember the outcry that there was with the Parkland shooting, how they hesitated 2 minutes, less than 5 minutes. I think it was 2 minutes, maybe 4, that they hesitated, and people were all up in arms. Oh, why are the police standing outside of this school for the 4 minutes, whatever it is? But 77, I don't know. It is a rough situation. I think that justice will run its course. I think that whatever happens here, that investigation is going to wrap up, and it's going to wrap up with some sort of, it'll wrap up in justice. And, but I absolutely agree that the shooter here is at fault. And I think when we look at this specific situation, and I know it's beaten a dead horse almost at this point, but looking at this situation, so many things went wrong. As with almost all of these situations that we've seen, so many things went wrong even before the police showed up. The parents, the school, so many warning signs were there. And now, if we were to jump on each and every warning sign that came up, I'm not sure that's the way to go either. But there is some balance. There is some balance that needs to be struck between, I don't like the word common sense because of how it's been co-opted, but common sense in that, hey, this person may be a danger to themselves or others. Let's look into it. And invasion of privacy. There's some balance that can be struck there, and hopefully prevent events like this from happening in the future. Well, that's all I've got to say about the matter. We're reaching the end of our program here. We're going to come back in just a little bit to wrap up, but first, these notes.
For almost 20 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Line-X is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
The world's best LPGA players are coming back to team up for the 2022 Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. The LPGA team event will be returning to the Great Lakes Bay region July 10th through the 16th, 2022 for a week-long community celebration. Come join us as we tee up the fun for everyone and cheer on our female golfers as they team up at Midland Country Club. Tickets start at just $10. Kids 17 and under get in free. Visit dowglbi.com for more information.
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Niswander, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Grabo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-904-7789. Michael Bo Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. Filing number LA-22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Exposure to these chemicals increased the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
All right, that'll do it. We're wrapping up here on the Art Lewis Show this gloomy Wednesday morning. Thank you for joining us. We had some good conversation. Talked cars, talked sun safety, and then we got into some heavier topics there towards the end. But it was good conversation all around. After the news, we're going to be focusing in the Focus program on the Midland Community Center. They've got some good developments going on over there, some big developments, and we'll be taking a look at what they are up to. And tomorrow, for Art Lewis, Kareem Bowen will be joining us both Thursday and Friday. So we look forward to having him in the studio hosting for us. He's got some good guests lined up as well. But right now, we're going to step aside for the CBS National and International News and Mike Percha in the WSGW newsroom with the local report. We'll be right back.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. No let-up on the inflation front. The government says consumer prices soared 9.1% last month from a year ago. That's a 41-year high. And it's not just gas prices.
My rent's gone up, my insurance gone up, my car payment's gone up. Everything's just inflated right now.
And bank rates Mark Hamrick notes the report shows prices went up 1.3% from May to June.
The hot month-over-month and year-over-year numbers coming in as they did. This tells the Federal Reserve it has more work to do with higher interest rates to eventually, hopefully, achieve its mandate of stable prices or lower inflation in this case. Look for another rate increase of as much as 75 basis points at the FOMC meeting at the end of this month.
President Biden called the numbers unacceptably high, but also dated. Since gas prices have come down the last few weeks, national average is now $4.63 for a gallon of regular. Bank of America now forecasts a mild recession in the second half of this year. Now to Texas, where there's anger over what's on a 77-minute hallway video near the Uvalde school classroom where 21 people were killed, and over how it got into the hands of a TV station and newspaper.
The Uvalde mayor, city council, and some families were upset that the video wasn't first released privately to the victims' families as scheduled by state lawmakers on Sunday. Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin.
This has been the most unprofessional handled investigation that I've ever seen in my life.
DPS Director Colonel Steve McCraw said he was deeply disappointed by the release. He went on to call the video horrifying evidence that the law enforcement response to the attack at Robb Elementary on May 24th was an abject failure. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
Controversial meetings with Saudi leaders are part of President Biden's Mideast trip. It's underway now in Israel.
President Biden said he first visited Israel as a young senator in 1973 and that he has met every Israeli prime minister since Golda Meir.
We have reaffirmed the unshakable commitment of the United States to Israel's security, including partnering with Israel on the most cutting-edge defense systems in the world.
The president also said he continues to support a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Linda Gradstein for CBS News, Jerusalem.
For a fourth time, a shareholder vote at Spirit Airlines over a proposed buyout by rival Frontier has been canceled due to lack of investor support. A competing bid from JetBlue has complicated matters. Wall Street, right now, the Dow is down 194 points. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack restaurant in West Branch. For parties big or small, if you're feeding a whole bunch of SOBs, then let the Lumberjack restaurant take care of the grub. Mouth-watering ribs, finger-licking chicken, dangerously creamy mac and cheese. Everyone in the neighborhood will be begging for an invite. So get your axe on that fancy phone of yours and visit lumberjackcatering.com to see how you can upgrade your next event with Lumberjack Catering.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies, rain, and 62 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. County commissioners of Gladwin and Midland counties have approved a special assessment tax to pay for operations, maintenance, and administration of the lake levels and related facilities after the May 2020 flood. Proposed by the Four Lakes Task Force, the unanimous decision on the assessment on Tuesday will only affect residents who live within the special assessment district in the areas of Wixom, Secord, Smallwood, and Sanford Lakes. Midland and Gladwin counties are also set to pay an at-large assessment out of their general funds. The 3-year assessment runs through 2024 at a total tax levy of $4.692 million. Another assessment will be proposed after the 3 years is up. During the Tuesday hearing, residents spoke either in favor or against the proposal. Anyone who registered a protest before June 29th has 15 days to appeal Tuesday's action in circuit court. A former Bay County commissioner is trying his hand at returning to the commission in this year's election. Dennis Poirier is running as a Republican for the county's 7th district. Poirier recently served as county commissioner from 2000 to 2004 and also served as a Bay City commissioner from 1995 to 1999. Poirier says an area of concern he would like to work on is retaining young people in the county.
I would like to see an opportunity where the young people in Bay County, they have an opportunity to get employed, raise a family, and stay in Bay County. Bay County is gradually getting grayer, and so we need to keep younger people here in our community.
Poirier says his grandson Alex, who works in Lansing, inspired him to run for county commissioner. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
while you're comfortable inside your home or business. The weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Economists are bracing for another rise in the Consumer Price Index. That's our inflation rate. The last reading for May showed our annual inflation rate jumped to 8.6%. It's expected today's reading for the month of June will be slightly higher at 8.8%. The Federal Reserve has admitted inflation is much higher than they expected, and so more interest rate hikes are on the way. Higher prices have been forcing people to alter their summer vacation plans, change their shopping habits, and even borrow money from their retirement accounts. Hundreds of sailboats are getting ready to launch from Port Huron to Mackinac. Here's Michigan News Network's Jonathan Carlson.
It's the 98th annual Bayview-Mackinac Race, the longest-running freshwater race in the world.
We're getting things going.
Race chairman Chris Clark telling us after a pause due to COVID, Canadian participation will once again return, as well as a course crossing into Canadian waters.
One race course hugs the Michigan shoreline. We refer to that as the creative name, the shore course. And then there's also the Cove Island course, which goes over to Tobermory, Ontario.
Things kick off Saturday in Port Huron, the finish line on the east end of Mackinac Island. More than 170 boats are registered. Spectators can watch from the shore of Port Huron's Black River. Organizers expect a packed Friday night into Saturday.
On-the-ground training will soon be underway at Horseshoe Lake Boating Access Site in Marquette County, courtesy of a partnership between the DNR and the Michigan Army National Guard. Work will include graveling, shaping, and crowning the access road to the boating access site on Horseshoe Lake. The lake is located south of Republic and west of M95. The National Guard will stage their training activities from the abandoned campground located on the lake between the 13th and the 18th. During this time, the road to the boating access site will be closed. Additional boating opportunities nearby are available at Witch Lake, Twin Lake, and Squaw Lake. WSGW News Time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms at times here for this afternoon, with partial sunshine developing and a high in the mid-70s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies develop and a low near 56. Thursday, sunshine, high around 80 degrees. Then on Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 86. Saturday, a slight chance for some rain showers here late. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, high of 89 degrees. Then on Sunday, chance for showers and storms, cloudy, high around 84. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 60.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Good morning on this nice Wednesday morning. Let's focus a little bit on some of our community's issues and things that are going on locally. I'm Jonathan Dent, filling in for Art Lewis this morning. Art is enjoying himself down at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational LPGA tournament. We wish him well. But we're going to focus today on the Midland Community Center. They've got some big stuff going on over there, some big developments, some construction, lots of news around there. And with us now is Kevin High from over at the Midland Community Center. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for being here. So what's going on at the community center? I know that you guys are looking forward to some construction starting soon.
Yeah, we've been planning for several years now, and we're excited to share that we're officially breaking ground on July 18th. The fences will go up, and we'll start our new project to build a new community center.
Awesome. So that's next Tuesday, I think.
Monday the 18th is when the fence goes up.
All right. Big stuff going on. So tell us a little bit of the history of the community center, because obviously this is a big step in the community center's history. Where do you guys come from?
Yeah, so we've been in the community. Actually, we were founded in 1917 and opened our first facility in downtown Midland on Townsend Street in 1919. And then in 1955, we opened up the building that we're currently in. So we've been here now about 67 years. It was actually the first indoor pool in Midland County. And so now we're ready for that next big journey, that next big step in our legacy here in Midland County.
Absolutely. I'm sure that a lot of people have some fond memories of the community center. Why build a new one? Why start fresh? Not quite starting fresh, but why build a new one?
Yeah, with anything, there's kind of, you get to that point where a building is no longer sustainable and you keep putting good money into something. It's like a car that ages. At some point, you just got to make that decision to what's best for the long term. And we're kind of at that point right now of how do we build something that's sustainable for the next generation, for the next 50 to 75 years, so we can make sure that we're here for generations to come and serve their needs as our community changes.
So we'll talk about some of the features of it actually after we take a break. But so you've been in this building for 67 years, I think you said?
Yeah.
Is that correct? 67 years. Yeah. How long do you expect to be in the new building?
At least that long, if not longer. Building materials have changed, building efficiencies and those things. And we're working with design experts that really are designing spaces of what we think we need to be offering now, and that those spaces can be easily changed for what the future holds for our community.
Fantastic. We'll continue with that in just a little bit, but first we got to take a break. Kevin High is joining us with the Midland Community Center on Focus. Focus is brought to you by RoofMax. RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 989-859-6751 or go online at getroofmax.com for a free quote. That's GetRoofMax, max with 2 X's. We'll be right back with more after these notes.
As golfers, we want more distance, more accuracy, more birdies, pars, and one putts. What if I told you that you can get all of that and more for less during your next golf getaway? Now with 90 holes of golf at one resort, Shanty Creek Resort is bigger and better. Discover a new golf mecca in Bel Air with all the more you need. Variety, quality, and quantity with customizable stay and play packages accommodating every group and budget. When you're ready for more, we'll be here to welcome you at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem.
10 gallons of gas, cash or credit?
Yesterday's lottery ticket won't fill up your tank because when you're feeding a gambling problem...
Okay, your grocery total is $98.
It's difficult putting food on the table, paying your bills, and keeping your life together. If you or a loved one is struggling with gambling, get free confidential help at michigan.gov/problem gambling. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
This is a paid advertisement for Legal Services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Neiswander, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Graybo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-904-7789. Michael Bo Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. Filing number LA-22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Exposure to these chemicals increased the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we're back with you today on Focus on this wet Wednesday morning. We're focusing on the Midland Community Center, and we've got with us Kevin High to talk about it. Now, Kevin, before we went into break, we mentioned that you guys had been in your current building for 67 years, which is quite the streak for a community center there. What kind of features are you looking forward to in the new building that you might not necessarily have in the current one?
Yeah, we're super excited about the possibilities with our new community center. And as I mentioned, we're designing it so all the spaces are multi-use. So currently our facility has a lot of spaces that are underutilized or are only for very specific programs. So the new design is going to be a more open air environment, and you'll be able to access all the facilities very quickly when you enter into the building. One of the biggest highlights is our nanatorium, our multi-use pool. That's going to have 4 lap lanes in it. It's going to have a 21-foot water slide that goes outside the building and then back into the building to keep our kids entertained. There'll be a hot tub, sauna. So a lot of the things you see in our current facility, just bigger, better, and in a more welcoming environment. And you'll still see some of the classic things like you see in a facility, gymnasiums and a wellness center. What's really cool about the wellness center in the new building, though, is it's going to be on the upper level, kind of a mezzanine. So it'll overlook into our basketball courts, our swimming pool, and then also have natural light. So it's going to be a great state-of-the-art facility, and it's going to allow us to expand our early care and education program. So for those infants through those young 5s, they're going to have a great experience in the new facility also.
Fantastic. I was going to ask about that. I know you guys have a number of educational and other community programs that you run out of the building. You said that you're looking forward to expanding those with the new community center. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there's a lot of new and great things that are a part of it. And one of those highlights is our early care program. So currently on a daily basis, we have about 100 kids in that program. And in the new facility, we'll be able to accommodate at least 120 kids on a daily basis in that wing. So a 20% growth in that. And that is an area that's unmet need in our community when we've done our research and looking at where those greatest needs are. And then our community wing is going to be there for our seniors during the day. So we'll continue to provide current program and look at expanding some new programs for our 50-plus friends that come to our building for social, physical, and well-being needs. And then also for our teens. We'll continue with having great spaces for our teens to keep them occupied and engaged in those after-school hours.
Now, where is this new community center going to be located?
Yeah, great question. Right on the same campus that we're on now. So when we started looking at, building a new facility and talking with our neighbors and funders and stuff, we all determined the best place for it is where we're at right now. So our current facility is going to remain fully operational throughout all of the construction, but the new facility is being built on our current parking lot right in front of our facility, and then it will connect up with our curling facility. And then once the building is completed, we'll tear down the current building and then build the new parking lot where our current facility currently stands.
That's very nice that you can keep, while building on the same campus, you can keep operations going in your current building and just switch over when you're ready. I think that's a very good way to do it. So where can people go to find out more or support the project?
Yeah, so the best place is to visit us online at greatermidland.org. And all the information about the project is on there, information about where you're going to park during construction, because that's going to be a little bit different than when people have been coming to the facility now. But we have a lot of designated areas in the community, and all the information about how you can get engaged in the process and potentially donate to the project.
Fantastic. And you're still accepting donations?
Yeah, so right now we're really focused in on our foundations and our local businesses, and then we'll be transitioning into more of a community-wide approach in November and December later this year. Right now we're really focused in on those businesses and those larger prospects and those things through the foundations and stuff to really get to really close to that goal. And then our community is really going to be important at the end there to fill that gap, to really make sure that we dig in and get to those local gifts from our members and community people, or people that maybe grew up here that have moved on to other places, but know the real impact of our organization and want to see that for generations to come.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, thank you for joining us today and talking about this, and thank you for the work that you guys are doing in the community.
Yeah, and thank you so much for the time, and we're looking forward to the new building. In 2 years, we'd love you to have you come by and check it out.
Absolutely. That's Kevin. Kevin, you have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye. That's Kevin High over at the Midland Community Center. We'll be right back for more, and hopefully we'll hear from Baird and a ticker tip of the day. Stick around.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is Kareem Bowen, host United Shades of Grey, Conversations of Race in America. This week, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to talk about the stereotypical roles of blacks in horror films and how they've changed. So we'll talk about Shaft, Get Out, and all of those classics. Tune in.
United Shades of Grey, Sunday evenings at 7 on WSGW.
And that'll do it for our Focus segment today. Focus brought to you by RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. I'll get it right sometime. Expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 989-859-6751 or go online at GetRoofMax.com. That's GetRoofMax, Max with 2 X's, for a free quote. We talked with Kevin High from the Midland Community Center. They're doing some great stuff out there. They've got a new community center going in. They've been in their current one for 67 years. And it's time to upgrade. Time to move on. Their new facility, I've seen some of the materials or promotional materials involved in it, and they've got some great stuff going in. They're going to have a multifunction pool with 4 lap lanes, a hot tub, a sauna, and a slide that goes outside of the building. That'll be fun. A community wing to accommodate some of their programs, their early care and educational programs going on. They've got 3 full-size gymnasiums going in, as well as a wellness center on a second story kind of overlooking the whole thing. And I think it's really cool the way that they're going about constructing it. They're building it on the site of their current parking lot, and then when they switch over to the new one, they're going to tear down the current building and make the parking lot over there. So some good stuff going on over at the Midland Community Center. We're going to step aside and make way for Terry Henney and his farm show coming up right after this on WSGW.
Why do I fly out of MBS Airport? Because the stress-free experience on the ground makes for a more enjoyable experience up here.
This is Bravo. I'm gonna do some barrel rolls and other cool stuff.
Whoa, what a dream. Even a business trip's exciting.